into the final group games we go. Some teams are already through, some teams are already going home, but there's still a lot to be played for. We'll take a look at it next. That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction video. Today we take a look at match number 3 over in Euro 2020, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new, where you been, boys? Smash your subscribe button, hit your bangers with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Euro 2020 related, whoa, football related. We're going to all here under one roofs. That's right, boys and girls. So, of course, the Dutchies, the Belgians, the Italians are safe as houses going through to the last 16. But, of course, we still got a lot of spots up for grabs. Can any of these teams in this half of the draw get over the line? We'll take a look in a minute. A big shout out to the VIPs. They are the Patreons. And, of course, if you are interested in becoming a patron, check out the link down below, patreon.com/Roverseas. That's in the description. Smash the subscribe. Here we go. That's right. Take a look back. And, of course, my picks first. Then we'll take a look at your picks, or at least the leaderboard anyway, to see who is out in command. Here we go then, slowly but surely. Let's kick it all off with this banger. I went with a 2-2 draw between Turkey and, of course, the Welsh. But, of course, the Welsh had other matters on their agenda. 2-0 in the end. Ramsey with a goal. Connor Roberts as well. Even a missed penalty by Gareth Bale. They could afford to do just that. So we got that one wrong. Meanwhile, the Italians absolutely running away with it at the moment. 3-0 win over the Swiss. Locatelli with a brace. Ciro Immobile also on the score sheet, giving the Italians a win. I got the one bang on the nose. Kicking on forward into Group B. It is the Finns against Russia. Actually, with a 0-0 draw, it's actually just the 1-0 win. And if you would have counted that disallowed goal for Babajano, then it would have been a 1-1 draw. Miranchuk with a good goal. Worthy of winning it, as the Russians are right back in it, of course, with a 1-0 win. So we got that one wrong. Into the next round of matches called Belgium. Did beat the Danes 2-1, and I called it, boys. Absolutely called it. Josef Poulsen on the score sheet, Torgan Hazard, and De Bruyne on the score sheet to make it 2-1, and I got the one bang on the nose. Meanwhile, the Ukrainians did beat North Macedonia 2-1 as well, with Yamalenko Yamachuk on the score sheet, with Alioski on the score sheet as well. 2-0 for me, not too shabby, pals. And then wrap it up. It was the Dutchies against Austria, and I went with the 2-0 win and got that one bang on the nose. I've been pretty shit hot myself. Take out the leaf out of my book. Mathis Depay on the score sheet, Denzel Dumfries as well in a 2-0 win. But as you see, I got myself 4 out of 6, which is good, but it's not great. Look at the situation in the tables right here, right now. Of course, Italy are there. Wales are pretty much there, I think, close to the money, but they'll need to guarantee themselves. We'll have a little look at the situation after the conclusion of the bottom half of the groups here. Belgium are there as well. Russia and Finland have got to duke it out, as well as maybe in the Danes. The Dutchies are also there. Ukraine and Austria still in the mix. Let's take a look at the leaderboard for this week and this week alone. You got some guys got 100%. In fact, one of them, and it was Jens van der Poel, got 6 out of 6. So give him a round of bloody applause, guys. Give him a round of bloody applause. And of course, with that, he's done himself no harm in, of course, the overall leaderboard for the Prediction League, and it is sitting right here, right now. Jens van der Poel leading the charge with 14 in the bag. Of course, we'll see how he fares in the second half of the bracket then, or the groups. But anyway, let's kick it on forward then. If you want to take part in the next round, it is right here, right now. It's match number 3.1. The URL blob in the middle. Make sure you do that with the QR gadget, and of course you can just type it in right here, right now, across there. And of course you can take part. Winner gets a t-shirt eventually once the dust settles, and we can catch our breath. We'll sort all that out. But anyway, let's take a look at the next round of matches. Kick it on off with Italy up against Wales. Of course, let's get into the mix on this badger then. Now these two sides have played each other 4 times since 1998. 3 wins for the Italians, just 1 win for the Welsh, and there have been no draws. The biggest win for the Italians over the course of that duration was a 4-0 win. Meanwhile, the Welsh have picked up a 2-1 win, and I think it's quite recently as well. 11 goals scored in total from the Italians over the Welsh in those 4 matches, picking up a 2.75 goals a game ratio. On the flip side, the Welsh are coming into this with a 0.5 goals a game ratio against the Italians. The Welsh 67% form heading into this, just 1 defeat the past 6. Meanwhile, of course, the Italians are red bloody hot. The last time around they played each other was in Italy in 2003. It was a 4-0 win. So we've got a lot of work to do on this one if they're going to get anything out of this. 20-9 on is your Italians. They are your favourites. 31-10 is the draw. 50-2 is, of course, the Welsh on this one. The Welsh are happy to be where they are. 4 points on the board. I think it's going to be enough to get over the line. And it could also be enough to bloody finish second in the table. I do expect wholesale changes from the Italians, but I do expect them to still win 2-0 with another clean sheet. Let's kick it on forward with the next round of match then. It's in the same group as Turkey against the Swiss. Now, the Turks still have an outside shot of getting into this, but they'll need to beat Switzerland, of course. It's going to be a tall order. We'll have to see how it fares. Okay, the pace of the 7 times since 1974. 4 wins for the Turkish, 2 wins for the Swiss and 1 draw. Of course, the biggest win for the Turkish over the Swiss has been a 4-2 win in the past. A 2-0 win was the biggest win for the Swiss in those durations as well. Total of 10 goals scored by the Swiss over those 7 games. 12 goals are scored by the Turks over those 7 games. There's about 1.71 goals a game ratio, and they come into this on the back of a pretty bad form, back-to-back defeats, 50% form, with just 1 win in the past 4 matches. However, the Swiss also come into this back-to-back games without a win, and of course prior to that though, 4 winning games in a row. Of course, last time around in Switzerland was a 2-1 win for the Turkish. In fact, you've got to go back to 2005, the last time Switzerland beat Turkey, and that was in the World Cup qualification playoffs. Take a look at the bookies odds on this one, taking place, of course, the 20th of June. That's just around the corner. It's 20-13 on is your Swiss. They are your favourite. 17-4 is your Turkish, and 3-1 is your draw. I'm going to go with on this one. I'm going to go with the Turkish on this one to absolutely shock us all. And maybe, is it going to be enough to get over the line? I don't know. 3 points might be a tall order, but we'll have to see. And of course, goal difference will be a big part of that. So we'll have to see about that, because the Turkish did lose 2-0 to the Welsh. They did lose 3-0 to the Italians. They're coming out there with a -5 goal difference. This will only put them back to -4, I believe. Whereas the Swiss, I don't know. The Swiss would have just 1 point. They'll be out of it. Yeah, so they're still on the lines. We'll have to see about the next one. Let's take a look into Group B, I believe. Is Finland up against Belgium. Let's get into this one then. Of course, taking place on, of course, the 21st of June. Action day this badger. Of course, lots of matches on this one. Played each other 5 times since 2007. It's been 2 wins for the Finns, nothing for the Belgians, and 3 draws. The biggest win for Finland was a 2-0 win. Of course, like I said, no wins for Belgium over those last encounters. Can they break that hoodoo and get the win this time around? They scored around about 0.4 goals a game ratio over the Finns. Of course, they're coming at you with a 1 goal a game ratio over the Belgians. The Finns' form heading into this 25%, just winning 1 to the past 6. Meanwhile, the Belgians coming to 83% form, winning 3 on the spin, both here and of course abroad. Last time around, they played each other. It was a 1-1 draw. In fact, you go back 2010 for the last time somebody win, and it was the Finns, of course, in a friendly as well. The bookies odds on this one: 10-1 is your Finland, long shots. 10-3 on is your Belgians, who I do expect to rotate the squad, and we've got 17-4 is your draw on this one. I do expect to rotate this squad, but I do expect another convincing 3-0 win, and again maybe a bit of a goal difference, a pain on Finland, of course, and I could see them get knocked out in the process. Also, same group is Mother Russia up against the Danes. Must-win territory for Denmark. Let's get into this. Will also take place at the same time, same kickoff, of course, as all group games are on this one, so there's no funny business. They're going to be playing each other at the Parken Stadium. They played each other just the once in 2012, and it was a 2-0 win for the Ruskies, of course. They come into this Russia with a 58% form. That's just 1 defeat in the past 4 games. Meanwhile, back-to-back defeats for the Danes, 58% form also. But prior to that, they were unbeaten in 4, picking up 3 wins out of the previous 4 matches. Of course, that 2-0 win took place back in 2012. Of course, the bookies odds 4-1 for Russia, 64 on is your Danes. They are your favourites. 29-10 is the draw. Everyone's going to be back in the Danes to do the unthinkable, because a win could get them right back in the thick of things. It could also get them back into second spot. I've gone with a 1-0 win for Denmark, which of course will cancel out that 1-0 win from the Finns, but it also leave them a -2 goal difference. So we'll have to see. Get your calculators out. Of course, we'll see what happens next. Into the final, into the round, Group C, and it is Ukraine against Austria. Probably could be the game of the round here. Of course, both of the two sides compete for the spot in the latter stages, but of course, the draw could also see them both go through as second and third place with 4 points respectively. Taking place on Monday, the 21st of June. Let's get into this one then and have a little look. They played each other twice since 2011, 1 win apiece. 2-1 win for Ukraine, and it's a 3-2 win for Austria as well. In total, they both scored 4 goals against each other in this duration. 67% form heading into this for the Ukrainians, just 1 defeat in the past 4. Meanwhile, Austria coming to this just 1 win in the past 5 for them, so 42% form. So you would probably fancy Ukraine on this one. Take place over the National Arena in Bucharest. The odds 5-2 for Ukraine, 11-4 is your Austria, and even Stevens is the draw. Again, a draw could see them both go through, but a win would also guarantee you second spot in this group. I'm going Ukraine on this one. They look good. I do like them. They've been one of my nice surprise packages so far. Even though they did lose to the Dutchies, they did have some great fight back to get themselves right back into it, and they've scored 4 goals in 2 games. How do you like that stats? Kicking on forward then with the final game of this prediction video is the North Macedonians up against the Dutch. Double Dutch. Of course, the North Macedonians are going home. The Dutch are already going through to the last 16. Wholesale changes I expect from the Dutchies on this one. Play each other 4 times in the past. 2 wins for the Dutchies, nothing for North Macedonia, and 2 draws. The biggest win for the Dutchies was a 4-0 win. In fact, they've scored 8 goals in total over the North Macedonians in those 4 matches, stretching all the way back to 2004. The North Macedonians coming at you with 3 goals scored against the Dutchies, 0.75 goals a game ratio, picking up a 58% form at the moment, just with that back-to-back defeats. Prior to that, unbeaten in 4 games. The Dutchies coming to this 92% form, winning 5 of the past 6 games. The only hiccup was a draw as well. Last time around they played each other was in 2009. It was in Holland. It was a 4-0 win, of course, in the World Cup qualifying campaign. Last time they didn't win was back in 2005. It was a draw, also a World Cup qualifying campaign as well. The Dutchies will be massive favourites, 3-1 on for the victory. 10-1 is your North Macedonia, and 50-4 is your draw. The Dutchies will win. They're going to rotate the squad wholesomely, handsomely, and they'll win it 3-0 win in the end. Of course, that's what I think will happen. Be sure to get your picks in that today for your own. And of course, doing that, you should do it more like this. Go to the old website, Cutley, Euro 2020 C1, Matchday number 3.1 prediction. Get in amongst it and let me know your thoughts and opinions. We do have a leader at the moment. Can he be there at the end of it? We'll have a little look. Until then, smash your video, smash your thumbs up, smash your subscribe. Check out the links down below on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, and of course Patreon as well if you want to support the channel in another way. It's the best place to do it, boys and girls. But until then, can the Dutchies, of course, go out in a bang? What about over in Group A? Will the Welsh go through, or will the Turkish surprise us all and make it through after, of course, flopping so far? I'll tell you all about it when we get next time around, but until then, I'm out of it.